Japan is made up of a string of islands. It has everything from the subarctic to the subtropical, offering wildly diverse landscapes. And its local cultures are a reflection of the ways in which people have adapted to their particular environment. Japan's national parks are where the harmony between people and nature can be experienced. From Hokkaido in the north to Okinawa in the south, there are 34 national parks. In this episode, we'll introduce one of these national parks, meet the people that live and work there, enjoy the seasonal views that have been preserved through their efforts, and discover the wonders of Japan's national parks. Situated in the northern part of the Japanese mainland, Towada-Hachimantai National Park straddles 3 prefectures and is divided into 2 areas. The Towada-Hakoda area is home to a mystical lake and a nature-rich gorge, the scenery of which changes dramatically with each of the 4 seasons. To the south is the Hachimantai area, a volcanic zone with numerous bogs and marshes. Blessed with an abundance of hot spring resources, the area is the birthplace of a unique culture. Our first destination is Oirase Keiryu, a gorge in the Towada-Hakoda area. Here to explore the national park is travel journalist Saeed Carlson from Sweden.
Hi, I'm Saeed. Now I'm here in the beautiful Oirase Gorge, which is a part of the Towada-Hachimantai National Park. And it's a beautiful summer morning, and there's so much green and lovely colors around here. It's really, really nice.
The picturesque gorge stretches out over 14 kilometers and is surrounded on all sides by lush greenery.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
川村さんですか？
そうです。サイドさん。
はい。
はい、今日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Here to show Saeed around Oirase Keiryu is nature guide Kawamura Yuichi.
下流から上流に向かって歩いていくと、水がこう自分に向かってきます。はい、その向かってくる水が岩に当たって舞い上げるしぶきも自分に向かってくるので、とても迫力のある渓流景観を遠くに見たり近くに見たりということができるので、下流から上流に向かって歩いていった方がいいんですね。なるほど、上手ですよ。
素晴らしい、すごい岩ですね。
これ天然の岩です。岩から木が生えているように。
そうですね。それもちょっと珍しいですね。
珍しいですね。実はこの地面の下も全部岩だらけなんです。
These base rocks consist of hardened pyroclastic flow and volcanic ash from an eruption at the Hakoda Mountains some 760,000 years ago. A variety of rocks with straight edges can be seen in the gorge. This forest was once destroyed by an eruption at Tawada volcano approximately 1,100 years ago. Fortunately, the presence of a certain plant brought the forest back to life.
苔が生えてるからです。苔が最初につくと、その苔の上に種が落っこって、そこにとどまります。とどまって苔の水分とか落ち葉の栄養分とかを吸収しながらこうやって育っていくんです。
It turns out that the moisture-rich environment of Oirase is ideal for moss growth.
苔をちょっとじっくり見てもらいたいと思います。はい、それにはこれです。シーツ
ルーペですね。
ルーペですね。はい、じゃあこれでちょっと見てもらいたいと思いますので。
It's like stepping into another world. Like all the details that you can't see usually, they're endless once you get a closer look on this. It's quite interesting.
Beech trees are a significant part of the forest at Oirase. Excellent at retaining water, they've been called green dams. And the reason is found in their fallen leaves.
こういうふうに落ち葉っていうのは、ね、人間が思ってるほど腐らないんですね、1年目の葉っぱが落ちてくる、2年目の葉っぱがその上に、3年目の葉っぱっていうふうにどんどん落ち葉の層がこの森の下の方にはできてくるんですね。
だからちょっと柔らかい。
そう、柔らかい、ふわふわですよね。
感じる。
The thick layers created by the fallen leaves enable the beech forest to store water. This water slowly trickles out, joining the stream with its many waterfalls and pools. The forest's ability to retain water is what keeps the stream level constant. They arrive at the point where Oirase Keiryu meets its main source, Lake Tawada. A sluice gate marks the spot.
こんなちっちゃい水門ですけど、それがうまく観光と生活に使う水を利用するということの住み分けをうまくできているのがこんなちっちゃい水門です。
Used for agriculture, power generation, and more, the water of Oirase Keiryu is an indispensable and valuable resource.
水門からずっと歩いていくと、奥入瀬渓流が流れている一番源流にあたる大きな十和田湖がありますので、よかったらぜひそこまで歩いていってご覧になってみてください。
いろいろ勉強になりました。
ありがとうございます。
すごくなんか新しい目で、自然を楽しめることになりましたと思います。
ありがとうございます。
This is the lake. Wow, it's beautiful.
A gem formed by volcanic activity, Lake Tawada is known for its clarity and rich Tawada blue shade.
It's located 400 meters above sea level, and it's one of the most deepest lakes in Japan. And it has a very dramatic history, being formed through several volcanic eruptions. And today I'm going to meet some people who will teach me more about this beautiful area. I'm really looking forward to that. Hello.
Hello.
You
Welcome
must be Ando-san.
Yes, my name is Iwao Ando.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
I'm
meet
Said.
you. Welcome to Tawada Beach.
Park ranger Ando Iwao walks Said through how Lake Tawada was formed.
Explains about Tawada's four seasons.
Approximately 200,000 years ago, a series of eruptions caused the upper strata of a volcano in Tawada to collapse. The resulting caldera filled with rainwater, becoming Lake Tawada. Then, a second deeper caldera formed within the lake, creating a unique landform.
The second period of volcanic activities is from 15,000 years ago till now. There was big stratovolcanoes.
Okay.
The volcano erupts, and after that, caldera, much deeper caldera is formed.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that this part is much deeper,
much
right?
deeper. It's 326 meters deep.
Okay.
The third deepest lake in Japan.
Oh, okay.
The formation of the second caldera produced two peninsulas and a new lake. Said goes on a boat ride to see the lake's features up close. A sharp cliff that testifies to nature's ferocity soon comes into view. This rock formation is called Ropposeki. The result of a volcanic eruption, Ropposeki, which means hexagon rock, has impressively straight vertical cracks.
very, it almost looks man-made or something. It's very straight.
Yeah.
And there are many of these structures around the lake.
Yeah, around the lake, yeah.
Further ahead stands another towering witness to the area's dramatic past.
It's very red.
This is red wall called Goshiki-iwa, 5-colored stones.
Ah, yeah.
Goshiki-iwa is made up of volcanic ash layers from an eruption some 10,000 years ago. The red color is the result of oxidation.
Wow, it's so steep.
Yes.
It's really like, just
Yes.
someone took a big knife and cut off a big part of the mountain. It's really impressive when you can get this close to it and you really see the structure.
Lake Tawada has been considered a sacred place since ancient times.
Yeah, it has some decorations on it.
Here is called Uranaiba,
Okay.
a place to do fortune telling.
Oh, okay.
It's called most sacred place
Okay.
in Lake Tawada.
Okay.
Monks are said to have used this site as a training ground since the 15th century. This is Tawada Shrine. It's said to be dedicated to a dragon god. According to legend, a trainee monk defeated a giant snake that ruled the lake. He then turned into a dragon and has been guarding the lake ever since. Numerous visitors come here every year to pay their respects. Not surprisingly, Lake Tawada plays a big part in the lives of the local people. Perhaps most notably by providing one of the largest catches of Himemasu salmon in Japan. Lake Tawada was once considered uninhabitable for fish due to its low nutrient content. However, Himemasu salmon were found to thrive in deep waters with a temperature between 5 and 15 degrees Celsius, making Lake Tawada an ideal environment for the fish, which were introduced to the lake over 100 years ago as a food source. Every June, about 700,000 fry are released into the lake by local children. Although these fish will never leave the lake, after 3 years, they will return to the exact spot they were released from to spawn.
十和田湖の観光客、そして十和田湖の国立公園になるとか、さまざまなそのヒメマスが役割を果たしてきたと思っていますね。ヒメマスを食べたいというお客さんがたくさんおいでいただいて、観光のために、そして旅館ホテルさんのお客さんのために経済効果というのは出てるかと思いますね。はい。
The Himemasu salmon is now a symbol of Lake Tawada. Next, Saeed will enjoy a canoe ride on the lake. Accompanying him is Murakami Shuhei, who's worked as a guide for 13 years. The canoe passes under a tunnel of trees.
この空間気持ちよくないですか？
気持ちいい。本当に気持ちいい。水面から森を見ると、なんか森の中を歩くは全然違う。
違いますよね。
違いますね。
いいですよね。そうなんですよ。
The fluttering leaves along the bank appear to wave in welcome. It's a sight that can only be enjoyed from a canoe.
じゃあサイドさん、
はい。
少し疲れたと思うので、一旦休憩しませんか。お茶にしましょ
お茶？あ、いいですね。
The canoe ride wraps up with tea on the lake. Murakami chooses a tea of the day from his selection to match the tour. Once the tea is ready, it's served with a flourish of the paddle. This service is Murakami's way of helping guests fully savor the natural beauty of their surroundings.
う。十和田湖の森ってこう四季で表情を変えるんですよね。春だと柔らかいこの新緑の緑、夏だと今のこの深い緑色ですし、秋になると全部こう色変わるんですよね。この紅葉するので黄色とか赤、オレンジ、で冬は雪景色ですね。一面白の世界。この四季の表情がはっきりしてるところは僕好きなんですよね。
I don't know, you really feel like you're one with the nature when you're just like, you know, navigating the water with your own power. There's no engine, there's no cars, there's no airplanes, there's nothing except just the sounds of the nature. And that's a really, really relaxing experience.
After seeing the Towada-Hachimantai area, Saeed heads to the Hachimantai area of the national park. It contains 4 active volcanoes. A characteristic of the mountains here are their gentle slopes.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
おはようございます。
Abe Akihiro is a veteran guide who's hiked up Mount Hachimantai many times. Interestingly, while the trail's starting point is at an altitude of 1,560 meters, it's a relatively easy hike to the summit.
Oh,
はい。
綺麗。これ湖ですか？
これはね、鏡沼という沼なんですよ。
ああ、沼。
今この水面に周りの木たちが映ってるじゃないですか。
そうね。本当に鏡みたい。
ね、鏡みたいな。
Mount Hachimantai is dotted with ponds formed by volcanic activity. As the snow melts over the months of May and June, a pattern resembling a dragon eye appears at Kagami Numa Pond. The trail then leads into the forest.
時々なんかすごくなんか匂いがある。ちょっとフルーティーな。
柑橘系の匂いがさっきからこうしていましたよね。実はね、それというのは、このオオシラビソの、この部分、これ触ってみて。
あ、これ。ボコボコ。
ボコボコベコベコしますよね。
The sweet scent comes from a phytoncide released by the Maurice fir, a substance that contains bactericidal properties.
森林浴なんかでも有効な匂い、なんか爽快感、リラックスできるみたいな、そういう働きがね、私たちにはあるようですけどね。
The Hachimantai area has the highest concentration of Maurice fir trees in Japan. Once past this forest, the summit comes into view.
そこなんかある。それ展望台ですか？
そう、これがね、八幡平の山頂の展望台です。もうちょっとだね。
山頂？
山頂。これが山頂なんですよ。
本当？あんまりそんな感じではない。
そうね。
Okay, so this is the top. It's a bit cloudy, but you can see quite far, but you need to be at this elevated position because the mountain is so flat, so it's kind of difficult to know where exactly the top of the mountain is. Ah, この辺ちょっと景色変わったね。
ああ、そうですよね。山頂近くにこんなその湿原があるという景色ですよね。
Another attraction of Mount Hachimantai is the highland marsh that spreads out near the summit. It was shaped by the gentle slopes and plentiful snowfall of the region. However, an increase in hikers and tourists once caused the vegetation to wither away. To reverse the damage, revegetation efforts were undertaken jointly by the national government, local government, and volunteer organizations. Thanks to their tireless efforts, the vegetation is flourishing and blossoming once again.
So it doesn't really feel that you're climbing a mountain when you're hiking here. But of course, like when you get to a point like this where you can see the beautiful view, you realize that you're actually really high up. But this area around the top is a big kind of flat space, so that's kind of unique for this mountain.
The Hachimantai area's status as a volcanic zone has also given birth to a unique culture. From the 19th century, the locals began visiting hot springs during the snow-filled winter months when work came to a halt. This practice, known as toji, soon became an integral part of the local culture. Toji means to make an extended stay at an onsen or hot spring for the purpose of treating illnesses through therapeutic bathing. Unlike regular hot baths, hot springs contain a wealth of minerals and are said to offer numerous health benefits. It's not unusual for visitors to stay for weeks or even months at a time, and many inns are equipped with self-catering facilities.
Wow, this is interesting. Smoke coming out from the mountain. Guess this must be the onsen town.
This is Tamagawa Onsen, Japan's most famous toji destination. It receives about 300,000 visitors every year.
サイドさん、ここは玉川温泉の姉妹館である新玉川温泉です。はい。はい。もし温泉好きであれば、よかったら今日入っていかれますか。お願いします。はい。じゃあご案内いたしますので、ゆっくり入っていってください。はい。
The spring quality of Tamagawa Onsen is highly rare, with hydrochloric acid as its main component. It's the most acidic hot spring in Japan. Because of this, visitors must follow a set procedure before entering a bath filled with pure spring water. To acclimate the body to the acidity, hot water is first poured over the entire body. This is followed by a dip in a tepid bath that's 50% spring water.
サイドさん、じゃあ今度は、今度源泉 100%、これが一番うちの玉川温泉の源泉そのものの温泉でございますので、こちらもぜひお買いになってみてください。
ちょっとなんか
そうですね。
ピリピリしてる。
大体レモンの2倍から 2.5 倍ぐらい酸性度がありますので。
Finding it a bit too strong, Saeed takes a break in a vapor bath. The following morning, Saito takes Saeed to the nature observation trail located near Tamagawa Onsen. Here, the Earth's energy can be witnessed firsthand.
ここが実は西郷さん大吹きって言いまして温泉が吹き出てる場所。
It has the highest discharge rate in Japan, with 9,000 liters of water gushing out every minute. The hot spring was discovered in the 17th century, leading to the establishment of Tamagawa Onsen. Known as the birthplace of bedrock bathing in Japan, all the rocks here are essentially therapeutic beds. With bedrock bathing, the body is warmed by the geothermal heat emitted by the rock. This is said to stimulate the body's metabolism and boost immunity.
So now I will try this bedrock bathing for myself. They prepared a nice little spot for me here, and we will see if a few moments of rest here will give me superpowers.
Saeed appears to be absorbing the Earth's energy, or at the very least, enjoying a nice nap. The ongoing volcanic activity at Hachimantai continues to provide financial benefits for the local people and rejuvenate those who visit.
It's been a few really interesting days here at the Towada-Hachimantai National Park. So it's created business opportunities, like for the owners of this hot spring, and it also created places that people want to come and experience firsthand, whether if it's like rock bathing here or if it's taking a boat along the Lake Tawada. It's really fascinating to see how the nature has formed and designed the life of the people living here.
There are currently 34 national parks in Japan. They're unique not just in their landscapes, but in their display of harmony between people and nature. What's more, Japan's 4 distinct seasons add their own touches and colors. Dramatic landscapes and the soul of Japanese culture can be found here, making it well worth a visit. Why not come and be at one with nature?